Okay, we just had a disaster of a first recording.
So bad.
So Leah's gonna read us.
So we're driving. Josh isn't reading anything, okay, or looking at anything. He's looking at the road. We have to drive because the girls kept
They're
waking
awake.
up.
There's no nursery in this van.
You said that so many times.
I
You
said
don't know that.
like 4 times in the first take.
Yes, it's true though. We have no one to watch our children.
Yeah.
And
hopefully you don't slide on this turn. Oh, that was
Nice,
good. That
nice.
was good. In the
Okay.
first recording, the camera fell like 8 times.
yeah, it kept falling.
I should make a bloopers at the end of this.
Yeah, it'll be great. Okay.
So, Leah, Proverbs
24.
24. 30 to 34, I think. And
Right.
like I said in the first video, Theresa challenged us to have a verse for ourselves for the year, and this was my passage, so
Okay.
that's why we're having this.
Here we go. I passed by the field of a sluggard, by the vineyard of a man lacking sense. And behold, it was all overgrown with thorns, the ground was covered with nettles, and its stone wall was broken down. Excuse me, then I saw it, and considered it. I looked and received instruction. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man.
Nice. So, what do we see here? The guy's walking past a vineyard. He sees it overgrown with thorns, nettles. Everybody hates a good nettle, right?
Yeah.
Thorns, nettles, and a broken down wall. And he realizes, what? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands, and then poverty comes on you like what?
A robber.
A robber in the night. A thief in the night. Poverty comes upon you. Now, before we talk about the next thing, or the next passage, the thing that I really like about this one is that when does a robber, like, not just in this passage, when does a robber rob you? I'm asking.
Normally at night.
Well, yeah.
When you're
Okay, I
sleeping.
guess I'm asking you. I'm not, like, leading you to the answer. Like, if a robber comes to you, like, and sees, like, what, the ADT security sticker and sees you standing in
Lights
your
on.
window, lights on with a rifle, are they coming in your house?
No.
No, because you're ready, right? A robber
Yes.
comes on you
When you're not ready.
when you're not ready, when you least expect it.
Yeah.
And so that's going to come back later.
Okay.
All right? That's coming back later. All right, Leo, do you have the next verse ready?
Yeah.
Proverbs 26, 13 to 16. This is going to convict
So
some
bright.
of y'all.
The sluggard says, there is a lion in the road. There is a lion in the streets. I'm sorry.
That was very passionate.
As the door turns on its hinges, do the motion. Oh, you can't. He's driving. We're not on a main road.
We're in a neighborhood.
Safely. Okay. The sluggard says there's... As a door turns on its hinges, so does a sluggard on his bed. Man, so just do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are people walking around this neighborhood, and a guy
There's
saw me
like-
do that. He's like,
Oh, that
"What?
was a cute-
What sort of
Oh boy, there's a woman walking. Okay.
what sort of rude hand gesture is this guy in a minivan doing to me?" Okay.
Okay.
All right. Focus on. We're gonna
Okay,
read the
here we go.
passage this time.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
No. Yes. The sluggard says, there's a lion in the road. There is a lion in the streets. I hate my voice. Okay. As a door turns on its hinges, so does a sluggard on his bed. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish. It wears him out to bring it back to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly.
Yeah. How savage is that? You know, like a door swings on its hinge. You know, just back and forth. So is a sluggard in his bed. Meaning, all they do is turn over in bed. Left side, right side, left side, right side. This was written thousands of years before Kennedy was born. You know? What a prophecy fulfilled. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
And then it also says how rude, like, a sluggard, this lazy person, dips their hand in the food bowl, but then they're just too lazy to bring it up to their mouth to finish eating it.
Rough.
So hard work now means security later. So I have a question for you, Leah.
Okay.
What does hard work look like for the WBC youth group?
What does hard work look like?
Like
for
they don't
the
have
youth?
jobs. So
Right.
Well, what can they learn
I
from
think
this passage?
your job is being a student right now. You know, you need to, and right now, you know, in our pandemic where we're all at home doing school and doing our lives, we are safe, by the way. We are not on.
Yeah, we're going like 5 miles an hour lost in this neighborhood.
But there's no, we're safe. Anyway, you're a student, but you're at home right now too. So I think what's important is that you need to work hard at your schoolwork, even though, man, I can't imagine it.
Oh, it's got to be
difficult.
rough.
Yeah. But, you know, God wants us to work hard at whatever we do and do it for Him. So you need to, you know, keep trying and keep studying and work hard.
Proverbs 4. Wait, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say also, so we talked about schoolwork, now you're doing schoolwork from home, and even when you're not at home later, like, you just need to work hard at being a student. Study, make good grades, try, you know. But also you need to do that at church and with your spiritual life.
Yeah.
Spiritual walk. Don't just, like, you know, go with, because your parents take you and not pay attention, or like tune into youth on this, or like watch Eric's sermons, or watch, you know, do stuff like that and not really be invested in it, because you need to work at that too, because that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Is your relationship with God.
Yeah.
You know,
so work, you're saying, is not just schoolwork.
Right. Yeah.
Work
Yeah, sorry.
is, you got to work at your spiritual life too.
Yes.
Don't be lazy when it comes to that. Don't be passive.
Don't sleep through Zoom meetings.
Yeah.
Or also, if you have other things that you need to be doing, you know right now when all of our youth times are going to be. So make that a priority too.
Yeah. If you are too passive, if you are a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands.
This is the same road we were on.
Yeah. You know what you're going to get? That means procrastination, you know? If you procrastinate too long, then all of a sudden, I can't go to youth because I pushed off my schoolwork too long, you know?
Yeah. Guys, this might not be thrilling, but I think it's important we come together and have these times, so.
It's definitely not as good as in person.
If
right?
you can put some effort into it, just by showing up and talking to everybody, it'll be better for you and for everyone.
Yeah.
So let's all try to make an effort, you know.
Yeah. I remember this thing. So this has helped me a lot in my life. But I remember when somebody was like, nobody's good at multitasking. You know, you think you are, but really you do two things poorly instead of one thing well. So, even it's easy to be doing two things right now. Like have us on in the background while you brush your teeth. I don't know. Play video games.
Well, brush your teeth.
But
play video games.
It's good to focus on one thing at a time and do that one thing well. And I think that applies to this. And it applies to doing hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that verse lined up?
What are the verses?
Proverbs 14:23.
23. In all toil there is profit, but mere talk tends only to poverty.
Ooh, what does that mean?
It means anytime you work hard, you get something out of it.
Yeah.
There's a profit. But when you just talk about it, if you're all talk, then it gets you nothing. And
I know a lot of people at work who are all talk, and those, you can say all of the stuff you're going to get done, but It counts as nothing until you actually produce something.
You guys heard that saying, like, we judge others by their actions and ourselves by our intentions.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just have good thoughts of, like, we should be doing this, or
we should, or we want to, or we
want to, we meant to.
Yeah.
We actually have to do it, you know.
Exactly. And you know what else? Like, it's not just your thoughts and your intentions, but what does it say there in the second half?
But mere talk tends only to poverty.
Yeah, that reminds me of James. What does it say in James? Be doers of the word and not hearers only. And then later it says that show me you tell me that you have faith, but I'll show you my faith by the things that I do. Right? I think that's a takeaway, both like in our personal lives, like you say you're a hard worker, but I'm just going to work hard. But also, let's apply that to our Christian life. You say you're a good Christian, I'm going to show you the love of Christ by the things that I do for other people. I'm going to show you my love for Christ by just being in His Word and doing my devotion, participating in youth, you know?
Yeah, what about the sowers of the talents? Like, the talents.
Yeah,
you know,
the talents.
If you just hide it, and, you know, if you just have these, you know that Jesus, you know about Jesus, you're a Christian, but you hide all these things and don't do anything, that's not what being a Christian is.
Yeah. Being a Christian is taking those things and multiplying them, right?
Yeah.
Getting better at them.
Yeah.
So there's another proverb, I guess I didn't write it down, but it says that the person who does not sow in the summer, the person who doesn't plow the field and work the field and sow in the summer, is hungry when it comes to time to reap in the fall. Meaning, if you don't put in the work now, it's going to hurt you later. Well, I've never been down this road. I want to go this way.
Okay.
So, you know, the sowing for you now, the plowing the field, the hard work, that is your schoolwork. That's also learning about the Bible in church and doing your devotions. And then, hopefully, in the fall, the hard work you put in now, you won't have to work as hard later. I know that's true for your just life. You know, everybody I've seen grow up, you know, because we're old. Everyone I've seen grow up works hard. They either work hard at school and get a good job, or they slack off and then they have to work really hard to make a little bit of money when they're an adult. The more work you put in now, the easier it's going to be for you later on. Guaranteed.
It's kind of like if you take AP classes, like try really hard, make good grades, pass those tests, it's going to help you a lot in college. It really does.
Yeah.
When you have those, credits and stuff.
All right, so the thing that jumps out to me in the first passage is, it says, how much rest? How much sleep, Leah?
A little.
A little rest. A little sleep. So I don't think that means that we shouldn't rest at all, right? The Bible tells us many places that we need to rest. In fact, it's a 10 commandment. The 10 commandment says to do what?
Keep the Sabbath.
Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. You know? And I think that we need to continue to do that. But I also think that when we say how much rest is too much rest, we need to think about what is the Bible's formula for that. Okay? The Bible's formula is 6 parts work, 1 part rest. Work for 6 days, rest for 1. And I think that we can apply that to our everyday lives. Like, how do I know if I'm, folding my hands too much, playing too much video games, sleeping in too much? I think you apply that formula and say, look, if I do 6 hours of schoolwork, I get 1 hour of playtime. And then if I do 6 hours of housework, I get another hour of playtime. And if those chunks are too big, say, okay, if I do 3 hours of schoolwork, if I work 9 to 12, I get 30 minutes of rest. And then, of course, you could eat lunch for an hour, But I think we should apply that to our lives. Because, guys, I want you to understand that your work should not just be your schoolwork. Your work is also your relationship with God, your relationship with other Christians, serving them, doing work to serve God. I cannot see behind us. Doing work to serve your church, witnessing to other people, but also housework. Y'all should be helping out around the house. I'm just going to say it. You're home all day. You should not be playing video games if there are dirty dishes in the sink and laundry to be folded, especially your laundry. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, that's an American culture thing, but I also think that that's an unbiblical thing. We should not heap rest and relaxation upon ourselves if it means an undue burden to our parents.
That was, yeah.
I mean, it's true, right?
Yeah. Wait, go here. Go down
Go here?
Yeah.
Guys, we're doing a tour of like
Kernersville.
a 2-block radius of Kernersville.
Yeah, where we've never been before.
So where are we going now?
One of the other roads.
One of the other. Okay.
Yeah.
She'll just tell me where to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you where to turn.
All right. Anyway, do you have anything to add to that?
No.
Yes. All right. Let's recap. Recap for the people.
Don't be lazy. Do your schoolwork and your church work and your housework because God wants us to work hard.
Yeah. I think a practical takeaway, your ideal day should be work for 3 hours, rest for 30 minutes. Work
Yes.
for 3 hours, rest for 30 minutes. Work for 3 hours, rest for 30 minutes. And you can have meals in there, but if you follow that formula, you have 4 what is this little house poked up in the back? You have 4 times of work, 4 times of rest. And if you do that, that leaves you at 14 hours. That gives you 10 hours to sleep every night, which you should not need 10 hours of sleep every night. So, I mean, even if you follow that one formula, you still have 10 hours left to sleep or play or do whatever. You know? I think that's very reasonable. And I think that is what the Bible recommends. And anything less than that, you're setting yourself up for poverty.
My ding dong. Yes.
We need a password.
Work.
Password is work. NoMosquitoes.com.
That's not the password.
No, the password is work. I like that house. That is cute.
That is cute.
Oh, this is a dead end. Look up how much these cost. We're moving,
look,
guys.
But it's on the water.
On the water?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't look it up. We're filming on your phone.
Yeah.
Uh-oh,
Now
just
Luke
said
wants
that.
water because he threw his cup.
Leah, order us up some. Oh, that's a cute house.
Honey, no, it's not.
Okay.
I like that one better.
Oh, that one's trash.
Splash.
Leah, order us up some Starbucks.
You're using my phone to film.
I'm aware of that. We're saying goodbye, and you're going to order the Starbucks.
Oh, okay. Goodbye. Bye, guys.
That's not very.
This is just
That's not
the
a nice
hottest
goodbye.
mess.
All right,
We're filming this again later.
Luke, say goodbye to the people.
Luke, say bye.